Carol Angela Davis. Today is Wednesday. It is the 27th of July, 2011. I've got your reality news check. We're going to begin with your headlines. Okay, on the debt ceiling watch for Speaker John Boehner. The numbers just don't add up on our debt ceiling watch. Also today, 10 cities. The 10 cities that added the most jobs from January to June 2011. Also today, is it true that she can't be valedictorian of her school because she's black? We'll tell you that story. Also today, they've killed another one in Afghanistan. You're not going to believe how they did this. Plus, we also have news for you of consumer confidence. It apparently is up. And then over at Wells Fargo Bank, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A lawsuit being prepared against it by the Department of Justice for alleged discriminatory practices. We'll tell you what the Justice Department is saying. All right, let's begin with Speaker John Boehner, Republican from Ohio, apparently reworking his two-step plan to raise the debt ceiling since the numbers just do not add up. That's because the Congressional Budget Office found the bill would not cut as much as it promises to do. The CBO apparently informing John Boehner yesterday that his debt ceiling fallback plan will reduce the deficit by about $850 billion over the next 10 years. Not enough, because you'll remember that leadership on Monday said the bill would reduce discretionary spending by $1.2 trillion over 10 years in return for about a $900 billion increase in the debt limit. Now, that's important because you'll also remember that this spring, Boehner, we also said that Congress would only raise the debt ceiling if spending cuts exceeded the amount by which the debt ceiling is raised. And according to Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, the Senate Democratic plan to raise the debt ceiling is going to slash spending cuts far deeper than House Speaker John Boehner's proposal will do. All right, in international news, they've killed another person. What can I say about Afghanistan? They blow them up over there, shoot them dead with AK-47s in the chest in front of everybody, but particularly in their house. Okay. In international news, they've killed another person in Afghanistan. This time it's the mayor of Kandahar. Oh yeah, Ghulam Haidar Hamid. He's been killed in a suicide attack. Police say the attacker detonated explosives in his turban. As the mayor made an address at City Hall. Yeah, okay? They do it right bold in front of you, okay? It's the second time a bomber has hidden explosives inside his turban to breach several layers of security. You should know that traditions dictate that turbans cannot be removed. Put anything in there. You'll remember that 2 weeks ago, President Hamid Karzai's half-brother Ahmed Wali Karzai, you remember he was killed in the same city. Remember him gunned down at home by his own bodyguard with an AK-47. He was reportedly head of the drug trade in that region, also a very powerful man, brokering power between the different religious sects, the different tribes. They reportedly worked for the CIA. He worked for everybody, okay? Also, less than a week after he was killed, a senior aide to Mr. Karzai, John Mohammed Khan, died in an attack at his home in Kabul. In business news, the Department of Justice is preparing a lawsuit against Wells Fargo Bank. That is the nation's largest home mortgage lender. Wells Fargo being accused of preying on African-American borrowers and steering them into high-cost subprime loans. If you do the research and look around at some of the traditionally African-American communities, such as Oakland, California, such as Memphis, Tennessee, such as Baltimore, Maryland, those communities have been completely decimated. Everybody has lost their home. Now, we should tell you that this is apparently the same thing Wells Fargo is being accused of by the Federal Reserve and the city of Baltimore in a separate lawsuit. We should also tell you that Memphis has reportedly filed a similar lawsuit. More states may be coming. And last week, the Fed said that perhaps more than 10,000 borrowers were inappropriately steered into subprime mortgage loans or had their documents falsified. The ultimate betrayal by bank personnel. Wells Fargo agreeing to pay $85 million to settle civil charges. It did not admit any wrongdoing in that lawsuit. Overall, Wells Fargo is being accused of profiting by knowingly targeting those communities that traditionally lack access to a full range of consumer credit products. So here's what happens. You've got a community. They traditionally do not have access to a full range of consumer credit products, probably because the nation's largest home mortgage lender will not participate in the market in a responsible way. Otherwise, they would have access to a full range of credit products. So first, Wells Fargo decides we're not going to offer them a full range of credit products. consumer products, and clearly the nation's largest home mortgage lender can do this. And then after we don't do it, we're going to come in and prey on them and make sure that their credit products are such that probably at least some percentage of them is going to default, and we walk away with the whole kit and caboodle. That's what Wells Fargo's doing. They got to be stopped. All right, let's go to the conference board. It's reported that U.S. consumers' confidence rose slightly in July. That is good news. The reason their concerns about jobs and income are easing somewhat, the conference board's consumer confidence index edging up to 59.5 in July from a revised 57.6 in June that marked a 7-month low in the measure. Economists, for their part, they had expected the July figure to fall to 56, so it's 3.5 above what they had expected it to be at this time. Also, you might want to know the 10 cities that have added the most jobs in the past 6 months. I'm going to read it to you from the city that added the least amount of jobs to the city that added the most amount of jobs. They are Oklahoma, Wisconsin, and Illinois, New Jersey, Ohio, and Massachusetts, New York, Florida, California, and the number one spot goes to Texas. Finally today, get this, she can't be the valedictorian of her class because she's black. Could it be true? Here's the story according to court documents. After 4 years of nearly straight A's, honors and advanced placement classes, 18-year-old Kimberly Wimberly, yes, that is her name, Kimberly Wimberly, achieved the highest GPA at McGehee Secondary School, which is southeast of Little Rock, Arkansas. Therefore, she is the valedictorian, but not so fast. The school is predominantly white, but it is also 46% African American. The girl's mom says in the federal discrimination complaint that after her daughter had been told she would be the valedictorian, she heard whispers of what she's calling discontent over her daughter's race. She says she heard school officials say that her daughter's valedictorian status might cause a, quote, big mess, okay? So, get this, the next day, the high school principal reportedly told the mom that he had decided to name a white student as co-valedictorian. The school board would not hear the mom's complaint. Appeal, I should say. Yeah. This is reportedly not the first time that this has happened at this particular school. Not a good thing. Those are your stories. I'm Carol Angela Davis. This is your Reality News Check. I'll join you tomorrow, same time, same place. New stories. We'll see you then. And, of course, always visit us every day for your Reality News Check. You can follow me on Twitter and follow me on Facebook. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.